Hey, what's going on, Team Quest? Man, I have a quick question for you that kind of came to me because I'm getting ready to do this Dangerous Prayer series coming up on this Sunday in Big Church. And what I'm talking about this Sunday, there's a lot to it, and I don't quite have the time to fit everything in there. But there's one thing that I wanted to make sure that I at least kind of throw out and mention to you guys. And it really starts with this question. And the question is this: how amazed are people by your boldness? Now, when I say boldness, I'm not talking about boldness because, you're pushy or, arrogant or anything like that. I'm talking about bold faith. How amazed are people by your bold faith? And the reason I ask that question is because, maybe you would say, maybe you'd be a little modest and say, you know what, I'm a 6 or 7, but the truth is, you're probably a 9. People are amazed by you and your faith. They know where you stand. They know that you love Jesus, and maybe you're the one that people go to when they need spiritual guidance, when they have spiritual questions, when they need somebody to pray with them, or just need somebody to listen to them. Maybe you're the one that they just love having you around because just your presence, it's light. It's bringing light there. And so maybe people are amazed by your bold faith and you just don't even realize it. Now, maybe some of you would say, well, I'm more of like a 2 or a 3. You're not overly pushy with your faith, and you're not going to deny that you're a Christian, but you'd rather just wait unless somebody asks you about it, right? Maybe you're at that 0 to 1 mark, which is where I was at for a long time. And those are the folks that I would say, maybe you're in those situations where somebody's even asked you, like, oh, really? I didn't know you were a Christian. If somebody asks that, what are they saying? They're basically saying, oh, there's no evidence in your life that really connected the dots for me that would lead me to believe that you were a Christian. And this has happened to me before, and it really stuck to me. So I was working at a company, this was several years ago, where we installed frame machines in body shops. And my job was to go in and install the machine. And then a few days later, one of the employees, his name was Marvin, he would come in and he would train the technicians at the body shop how to use that machine that I just installed. Well, I was always amazed by Marvin's faith. I mean, he was very upfront about being a Christ follower, and I was a Christian at the time and claimed to be, but I wasn't very bold about my faith. And what always amazed me about Marvin is sometimes if I would install a machine and he would come in to train them, a lot of times we'd miss each other. I would go in and install a machine, and then he would come in a few days later and train them. But sometimes if I was installing several machines into one body shop, I may install a couple of machines and be a few bays down, and then he would come in and train the techs on that machine. And so I could overhear his training. And I was always amazed that in this garage full of manly men, Marvin never would miss an opportunity to not only train these men how to use that machine, but also share the news of Jesus, and that these men could be made right with God, stand righteous before God by simply believing in Jesus' death, burial, and resurrection. And that always amazed me. And in fact, one time I told him that. We were in the truck together. We were driving back from a job, and I said, Marvin, it just amazes me how bold you are with your faith. You'll go into these body shops where there's some of the most manliest tough men there are, and you'll just stand there in front of them and share Jesus. I said, I'm amazed by your boldness. And I told him, I said, I hope to be that bold with my faith one day. And you know what he told me? He said, wow, Aaron, I didn't even know you were a Christian. What is he saying? He's saying, Aaron, there's no evidence in your life that I ever saw that would lead me to believe that you're even a Christ follower. And that always stuck with me. That was super convicting. And the further I got in my faith walk with God, and the deeper my faith grew, and the more I sought after God, the more that would actually convict me. And I always told myself, man, I want to be incredibly bold with my faith. And so I hope you guys will join me this Sunday morning, man. Teen Quest Band is going to play. It is going to be freaking awesome. It is going to be legit. All 3 songs are up front, so if you just want to watch the songs and you can tune me out the rest of the time, that's fine. But I'm going to unpack this idea of being bold, and really unpacking a very dangerous prayer. And that prayer is simply, God, make me bold. So I hope that you guys will check that out. Side note, if you haven't subscribed to this already, please do so. Click the little bell so you get notified when we put out new content. We are, I think, in the single digits now away from all of the Teen Quest leaders getting the Teen Quest logo tattooed on them. So talk about being bold with your faith. Some of these people, this is their first tattoo, so I'm actually going to have to figure out where to put mine. But I think we're at about 192 or something like that. Our goal was 200. So hit that subscribe button, share this video. Team Quest, I love you, and we'll see you soon.